Join the Power Trip Zach Halverson next Wednesday at Casper's in Eagan for a Wild Watch Party. Get there at 6 p.m. to watch your Wild in action and to sign up for your chance to qualify for first-round playoff tickets next year and other Wild prizes. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Couple 13:14 past the hour. I'm Comedies 10 and B. Program password coming your way at 1:30. Lil B's out today, so no feminine touch to the program. But we will have Cardi Zucker will add a feminine touch for us during program password at 1:30. We'll be joined by John Kriesel and the Maestro of the Mornings, Corey Cole. But right now it's time for 5, 3, 4.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Question number 1.
Go Vikings, let's win this game. You'll hear us yell for more.
It's now time to take an in-depth look at the state of the skull.
Special anniversary today, Common. 15 years ago today, this happened.
Brett Favre goes back to pass. He pumps. Now he fires over the middle. Intercepted. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. It was intercepted by Tracy Porter near side to the 40, and John Sullivan runs him down at the 47-yard line. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe what I just saw.
Looking at that play, he should have just held on to a call. He could have easily gotten 5 or 6 yards if he would have just pulled that thing down and dove forward.
But why do you even ponder passing? I mean, you can take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal. This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Yes, 15 years ago today, the Vikings lost to the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game 31-28 in overtime. Common, what do you remember most about this game?
Ben Lieber blowing any chance we had to win. No, Ben Lieber did not. Well, I was just kidding. He got called for a bad interference penalty in OT that was not interference. I've recanted this tale many times. I was sitting on the couch with my gal. This was in our humble abode in Woodbury, and the offense trots on the field. There was like 2.5 minutes to go, if I'm not mistaken. And I looked at my lovely wife and said, the Vikings are going to the big game. I was convinced of it. They had all the time they needed. I didn't even know if they had any timeouts. Don't need them when you have 2.5 minutes and you got the Silver Fox. It just seemed like it was one of those meant to be kind of a things, right? One of those magical moments to cap a magical season where everything about it. It was the guy Vikings, maybe not hated, maybe not despised. They despised Brett Favre for what he meant to Green Bay, the arch rival, beating the Vikings on so many different occasions. He goes to the Jets, Jan Sturger. Then he comes here and he takes us to the NFC Championship game. And I thought they were going to win. I was convinced of it. And then 12 men in the huddle, ball across the body, overtime, and they lose. But that's what I remember. And of course, Bountygate. They beat up on Brett pretty badly. But yeah, that was a blow to the solar plexus. The Blair Walsh one was bad. There have been others, but when you're in the NFC Championship game and you're that close, the only time they were really closer was in 98,
yep.
When all they needed was a figgy. They were setting up for the figgy. Everybody knows Gary Anderson missed it. And maybe the other game where they were really close, because they weren't that far out of it, against Philadelphia. They just needed a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and an onside kick. A touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and an onside kick. But that's what I remember. What do you remember about it? Do you have any memories?
I remember all the turnovers they had, Adrian Peterson putting the ball on the ground. Despite all, they were the better team in that game. I know you hate when I say that the better team lost, but like in terms of yardage and moving the ball up and down the field, the Vikings were the superior team in that game. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot with all the bad turnovers, and yet they were still in a position to win the game. They are approaching field goal range and get an unnecessary, once again, shooting yourselves in the foot. 12 men in the huddle, which came off of a timeout, if I recall.
It did.
Which I don't know how you screwed that up. Brings it back 5 yards. So maybe even the only reason Favre's dropping back to pass in that situation anyway is because that 5 yards killed him from being able to run the ball in the next play. And then, as they mentioned on the play-by-play, Favre's rolling out right. He can run the ball. He had Bernard Berrien wide open on the sideline, and he tried to make the Showtime play.
Yep.
The Showtime play.
And that was the end of the show, is what happened.
It's a great year, though. That was a fun team to watch.
Question number 2.
Time now for an in-depth look at the state of hockey.
The Wild got Kirill Kaprizov and Jared Spurgeon back last night, but didn't help a whole lot because the Wild were blanked by the Utah Hockey Club by a score of 4-0. Philip Gustafsson has now lost 4 straight and has surrendered 23 goals in his past 5 starts. Common, what sticks out to you from last night's Wild loss?
Just losing. When, I don't know, is it possible we thought, well, hey, you know what? We've been doing fairly well since we've had the injuries. Now that we got 2 of our best guys back, this is going to be easy.
Took the foot off the pedal a little bit.
I don't know. You tell me. I certainly didn't see that coming. What did you?
Well, they went from Monday's game against Colorado with the lineup they had being, I thought, one of the best games they've played all season. Just complete shutdown defensively, not giving great players like Nathan McKinnon a whole lot of room. And then last night, just awful turnovers in your own zone. It was almost like they hadn't all played together before. Just lack of chemistry, not knowing where your teammates are. Like I said, bad turnovers in your own offensive zone, not picking up players. I should say in your defensive zone, not picking up players in your own zone. Goaltending was not great. Other than a little bit of a push early in the second period, they had nothing last night. And I don't know, it might just be Utah's now 2-0-1 against them. It just may be one of those just matchup things where Utah plays well against them. But that was a bad one last night.
I want to take a little deeper dive into the believe it or not, than we did just now. We'll do that a little bit later because we got extra time to take care of today. But maybe I'll even do that next segment. I'm going to dive deeper into the Wild. I got some, and it's again, full disclosure. I didn't watch the game. I haven't watched any Wild this year. But in talking to people and reading things, maybe the Wild hasn't. I've been very pleased with what they've done this year. Maybe I've been missing some of it. I'll explain when we get to that other side of the break. It's going to be controversial.
I should also add Kirill Kaprizov. He came back last night. Looked like some rust to me. We're used to him just absolute brilliant. I know the bar is set very high for him, just expecting brilliance out of him, but not controlling the puck that we're accustomed to seeing from him. He even had, on one of their power plays, he had a very simple, 10-foot pass to Zuccarello that he just completely fired wide by 4 feet. I would expect him to get better, but not a great return game for him last night. But I'm sure.
Oh, he'll be fine.
He'll get much better as we move along here.
Question number 3, and now it's time to go in the trenches.
Pete Carroll, at the age of 73, is back as head coach for a National Football League team. Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders have reached an agreement on a 3-year deal with a 4th-year team option. Carroll is one of 4 head coaches to have led teams to both the College Football National Championship and the big game. Common, do you like the Las Vegas Raiders' hire of Pete Carroll?
He's had a lot of success. A lot of people are saying he's had a lot of success at the National Football League level, so there are worse hires. I don't mind it. He does seem to have boundless energy. He reminds me a lot of Rosen. How old is Pete Carroll now?
73.
73. Same age as Mark Rosen. Pete Carroll, I think, has more energy and is in better shape now than when he was 43. He's a lot like Mark Rosen. So
the only 73-year-old that is in better shape than him is Mark Rosen.
Well, that would probably be it. That's a very astute observation on your point. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm sure he had losing seasons. I'm not paying as close attention to Pete Carroll's career as I once did.
It's a pretty good run in Seattle.
But he had a great run in Seattle. Did they go to back-to-back big games? They won one and lost one over
Yeah, you could rip him for why they lost it.
Right.
But yeah.
So, why not?
I will say, this might sound a little ageist. It seems a little odd that a franchise would hire a 73-year-old, but on the other side of that, it's kind of refreshing now, because now the NFL is like the big thing is who can hire the youngest coach.
Yeah.
Like if you're over 40, we're not hiring you. You got to be young, wild, and free, and smart, and analytics driven. It's kind of refreshing to just have a team go, I don't care your age, we think you can coach.
And you can't be old school. You got to be, like you say, analytics, sabermetrics. You got to have culture. You got to do this, stat, lat. So, yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think that's a good point.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 Questions.
Let's do some ripping.
Well,
Other side
actually,
of the
3
break.
questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
We'll talk a little wild other side of the break. 534, that was fun. Generally, we don't do it on a Friday because Little B's here, but she's out today. She'll be, I think, making her triumphant return next Friday. Keyword. 10B wants to try to put $1,000 into somebody's hand.
I sure do. The fan wants to give you a shot to put $1,000 in your hand with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword bills at KFAN.com now for your shot to win. The keyword is bills. Enter now at KFAN.com. Hey, come hang with the Common Man at 5 Iron Golf in Minneapolis on February 6th. Join the official and unofficial ambassador for Minnesota Golf at 5 Iron's newest location in North Loop from 5 to 7 p.m. Check out their simulators where you can play iconic courses, enjoy chef-inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and enter to win great prizes. I'm also just going to add lots of laughs. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
You know, one of those laughs will probably be 10 of me. It'll be one of those things where I'll watch you hit a shot and I'll say, I can give you a tip. And they'll say, what? And I'll say, take 2 weeks off and quit. Or they'll be playing a par 3 and I'll go, I can cut 5 shots off your round right now.
Yeah.
How's that? Skip this par 3. That should be good stuff. So the Minnesota Wild lose last night. Tenneby, I know that you, I think you get most of your sports and news information from social media, like X, formerly known
Elon's
as
app.
Twitter. Yeah. I'm going to give you a little hint. I got another option for you. It's called The Athletic.
What's that?
Athletic is a website, and it's dedicated to sports is your whole life, just sports. They have writers from all over the country in every major metropolitan area covering every sport there is. And then they, a lot of times they do long form stories because they got forever. They have all the time in the world to write. And so I think you should go there, which I do occasionally.
I'll give it a try.
Wild post another clunker at home. Hear jeers from their fans. No! Joe Smith and Michael Russo. Dateline, St. Paul. The fuse box was eerily quiet during the first period when the Minnesota Wild were outplayed. By the end, there was a smattering of boos coming down after 4-0 loss to the Utah Hockey Club. You can't blame the fans for being fed up after Minnesota's inexplicable and frustrating struggles on home ice. The Wild, the best road team in the league, fell to 11-11-1 at home, including 5 losses by at least 4 goals. I haven't been paying as close attention to the Wild as I once have. I had no idea they were that bad at home, and they had 5 losses of at least 4 goals. What's that all about? Gustafsson said, it feels like we play more difficult here at home and it just doesn't work. On the road, we play simple, fast, and it's been working for us. It sucks for the fans not to see us win. Smith and Russo go on to write, the Wild have had a hard time explaining why there's been such a difference in home-road splits this season. They boast a 7.74 points percentage on the road so far, 500 at home. Wild fell behind 2-0 in the first period and couldn't recover. It's supposed to be the most dangerous lead in hockey. How do they not bounce back from that?
Well, it's 2-0. It could have been 3-0. There was one that was challenged for goaltender interference. It's the proper call.
You think I'm hard on the club. You think Smith and Russo are hard on the club. Here's what John Hines said. He said the group was as soft as they've been in front of the net this season.
Yeah.
He said, Where's the quote? That's no, he does. He just said they were soft. There's no quote from him about attached to that, though. He does say later they have to figure out a way to play better at home and on the road. He said that's just the challenge that's presented to us. There's a lot of positive things that are going on, but this is one that we have to dig into and come up with some solutions for because it's not enough. What do you think it is, Tenneby? I mean, those are some eye-opening statistics that are, I don't want to say disturbing, but I'm going to say disturbing. To be 500 at home and to lose 5 games by 4 or more goals. I don't know. Again, things happen. They don't seem to have an explanation for it either.
I mean, I'm guessing most of those games, they've also had a bunch of injuries. Now why that's been different at home or on the road, I don't know. You know, it's technically supposed to be harder to play on the road just because the other team can control matchups.
Correct.
Right? Especially for a team like the Wild that, let's face it, for most of the time it's a one-line team. Like when you're on the road, the other team can put their checking line against them. They can put their best center. They can put their top D pairing. So it should be more challenging. I guess these 2 games that we just saw this week that I just mentioned, the Colorado game on Monday, they went into it knowing their lineup. They went into it knowing they had to play a certain way to be competitive. They worked hard. They battled. They competed. They played defense first and stifled Colorado and didn't give up many opportunities. And Marc-Andre Fleury was good in net. And I can't explain last night why that changed at home. I will say there were a couple plays where I thought that top line specifically, right? It's Kaprizov's first game back. There was probably like 2 plays where Matt Zuccarello maybe should have shot the puck and tried to make that extra pass to slide it over to Kaprizov, just because what's going to happen if you get it over to him, put it in the net, crowd goes crazy because their Kaprizov's back, right? Like that might be an example of a situation where you're at home and you're not making probably what is the correct play because you want to, you want to please the fans.
Right.
So that's kind of what, I remember what quote you were saying. I don't know if that was Hines or what, that had gone with the cliche of, oh, we play a simple game on the road and at home you try to do too much. I do think there probably is a little something to that.
Is there the possibility, because you were the one that mentioned you got matchups, right? You get the final say on line changes, right, when you're the home club? Mm-hmm. Is that correct? Maybe they're making the wrong matchups. Could that be it, or is that not?
No, I don't think. Okay. They just look like it. Last night, I think it was 2 guys back in the lineup. There was a little bit of rust with 1 or 2 of them. All of a sudden, guys are playing different roles than they were before. Maybe there's just more pressure, right? Like, I watched last night's game and I go, man, John Merrill on defense looked bad. Declan Chisholm on defense looked bad. Well, all of a sudden, once you start getting Spurgeon back and you start getting Brodin back, those 2 guys are going, well, I have to play for my spot now. Mm-hmm. Right? Whereas they had a long stretch where they could play a little more freely, knowing if I make a mistake, I'm still going to be in the lineup the next night. Whereas now it's you make a mistake or have a bad shift or have a bad game, you're in the press box the next game because you are now competing with each other as opposed to, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I just noticed those 2 did not play. I thought they had some mistakes last night.
Another theory I want to throw out there, I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, is the Wild, like their power play, better or worse than at home than on the road? Do you know what those numbers are?
I have not looked at those numbers. And
the reason I bring it up is when they're at home and they're on the power play, do they hear the fans going, shoot, 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 and it kind of confuses them.
Don't get me started.
Because maybe they're, maybe they're not shooting enough. The fans are imploring them to shoot. Maybe that has something to do with it. I might be onto something there, Tim. That's just an esoteric approach is what we call that.
Well, the Wild's power play is 23rd in the league at 18.6%.
Do they split?
I don't know if I can't do home away.
I think they need to shoot more when they're on the power play. That's how you get up from 23rd. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's pass it back and forth. Let's do these little mincing steps on our skates and let's flip the puck over here and there. You got to go. You got to shoot, man. Just keep firing.
The one downfall they have with the shooting part of it is Matt Zuccarello is a pass first guy. He's not a great shooter. They also don't really have like a big shot from the blue line that's a threat, which seems like they've never had that.
Yeah.
Maybe David Juracek someday will be that.
Maybe that'll be the guy. We'll have to wait and see. So, well, anyway, I just found it, I didn't realize that home record, and I guess it'd be a simple, quick look at the standings to establish it, but I had no idea that the home record was because.
Not only bad, but they're getting, as you mentioned, they're getting blown out there.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of 4, 5, 6 goal losses recently on home ice, which is.
And, again, like you say, making the fans happy because let's face it, you're plunking down a pretty good chunk of change, and obviously it's more fun to watch the home team win when you say, hey, let's go out for a night of entertainment. Now, you still might enjoy the atmosphere of the fuse box and hockey in general, but when your team's taken a beat down by more than 4 goals in 5 of those losses, you're thinking, maybe I should have picked a different game. This money wasn't as well spent as I thought it would be. And then if you were like me when I was taking my kids and you got to stop by the hockey lodge and dump $1.50 on a couple of pucks, yeah, it can be a bit annoying.
Do you feel a different pressure when you're at the state fair and you've got the audience right out in front of you?
No, not at all.
You don't prep differently?
No, I don't. Prep work. No, I don't do either of those. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Carly Zucker's here. I also saw John Kriesel, and I'm assuming
Corey's here too. Yeah,
and Corey Kova's here. So we'll have Program Password on the other side of the break. And right now, more Wild Talk with Wild Today.
Yeah, this is Wild Today, brought to you by Jim Beam, the official bourbon of the Minnesota Wild. As we mentioned, good news: Kirill Kaprizov and Jared Spurgeon return to the lineup. But unfortunately, that's where the good news ended last night.
Gave it away up top. A long shot by DeSimone, juggled by Gustafsson, and they score. Barrett Hayton's second of the game. It comes early in the third, and another one that's not exactly of the high skill highlight reel variety.
Yeah, Barrett Hayton scored twice as the Utah Hockey Club blanked the Wild 4-0. Philip Gustafsson stopped just 25 of 29 shots. He's now lost 4 games in a row, and that Wild power play went 0 for 3. Wild are back at it again tomorrow night when they host the Calgary Flames. 6 p.m. start at XL Energy Center. That was Wild Today, brought to you by Jim Beam, a crowd pleaser since 1795. Join us for the Fire Aid Benefit Concert to help rebuild the communities devastated by the wildfires throughout Southern California on Thursday, January 30th at the Intuit Dome and Kia Forum in L.A. Enjoy performances by Dave Matthews, Green Day, Jelly Roll, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stevie Nicks, and more. Listen to it on our free iHeartRadio app. To donate, visit fireaidla.org. Don't miss this incredible night of music and unity.
Could you repeat that? It went by so quick, I didn't even catch all of it. I'm just kidding. That might be the longest liner I've ever heard, or longest vibe, whatever we call it. Oh, well, here we are on a FedEx Friday, or Phone It In Friday, as we like to call it. It's 1:30. Time for Program Password. We're excited and delighted to be joined by Carly Zucker.
Hi.
John Kriesel. Hi. And the Maestro of the Mornings, Corey Cole.
How come that never really caught on? You're the only one that calls me that.
Really?
Yeah, I thought like City Pages was going to kind of cement my legacy, but it's just you and them, and they shut down.
Yeah, I love Maestro of the Mornings. It's got
a nice ring to it.
It's got a very nice ring to it, and of course, did I hear you're part of the Parker Brothers family or Milton?
Very close. Yes, I started a game. It's called Initials. You can get the home version at initialsgame.com, or you can play it at bars and breweries all over the Twin Cities at initialsgamelive.com.
I heard, and you can either confirm or deny it or no comment, but as far as money earned from game board sales, you're between Parker Brothers and Milton Bradley now. That you're trying to get past Milton Bradley.
You'd
rather not say.
I don't like to talk
above risk, below monopoly.
Somewhere like that. Although I'll say this before we start. I know we're teammates, right?
Yes.
Correct? Mm-hmm. Shout out to your T-shirt, because if Bailey's 19, so I lived through regular show era, right? It's one of the greatest cartoons of all time. I know we've talked about it in the past. It's so freaking good.
What cartoon is it?
Regular show.
Regular show.
You've never seen it. Is it Cartoon Network
This is Rigby and this is Mordecai. They're doing a reboot.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're rebooting.
I did not know that.
Well, you know why? Because JT Quintel, who developed it, my guess is he tried some other stuff and it never works. Right. They said, well, better go back to where,
Ride the horse that brung you.
Ride the horse that brung you, so they're bringing it back. It's hard to explain. The 50-minute episodes, the first, well, if you can call any cartoon realistic, they would have like regular stories, and then the second half would switch into like an acid trip of some
Always.
sort. Every single time.
Yeah, they are basically guys that they would mow like was it a golf course or what was it?
They worked at the park.
Oh, the park, right. So they would be mowing or doing trash, but then something would happen, and like Common just said, it's alternate dimensions, it's monsters. It just came out of nowhere. It would have been unbelievable to see Zach Halverson do some gummies and watch regular show.
What's he streaming on?
It's my favorite cartoon of all time, I think.
It's way up there.
I'm guessing Creasel and Carly with kids similar to my age kids is you guys are watching Bluey.
Yep.
She loves Peppa now. She likes
Peppa
Bluey.
the Pig?
It
we
went
went
Paw
through
Patrol
Peppa.
to Peppa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bluey's a big one.
Isn't it just key that all of us avoid Caillou?
I have no idea what that is. So
I remember Caillou.
We've never seen that one.
A lot of what I watch is just the YouTube channels of people playing video games, Roblox.
My favorite cartoon character of all time is Benson. He's my very favorite of all time.
But I love Pops as well. Like, again, there's so many
Muscle
good
Man.
characters. Muscle Man, yeah. There's so many good characters on regular
High
show.
five.
Ooh, Mordecai, Rigby. Pretty good, right? I've been working on that
it's
one.
very good. And then, of course, it's Muscle Man would always tell the joke wrong. He'd go, "Who's uglier than you? My mom."
I forgot about that, but I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old never got into it, which kind of breaks my heart because I watched every episode 1,000 times. It's so good.
It's very good. I don't think there's any way we can, like, we've taken the TV show Password and turned it into this radio thing. I don't think we can do it for a regular show, but I would do it if we could.
Turn a regular show into a radio segment or a podcast.
Could be a segment for the morning.
You know what you can do that everybody's doing, though, is you take an old TV show. Now, normally you have to be a part of the TV show, but then you do every episode one podcast, and you rewatch it and break down every single episode.
They have one about for the OC that
I'm sure you
Of course, yes.
that
One last thing about regular show. J.G. Quintel, who developed it, who created it, he's also the voice of Mordecai.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was told by my boy, because he does a lot of research on it? He's going to Nebraska. Quintel, that's his normal voice. That's how he really talks.
Oh,
so
really?
how you hear Mordecai talk, that's his real voice. And it's a very odd voice.
It is.
too.
I would have guessed it's a character voice.
Yeah, you would have thought it was character voice, but apparently that's how he really talks.
I did not
in real
know
life.
that.
Yeah, you got to watch it sometime.
I will.
You'll enjoy it.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah,
I like
Precious.
it. This has
Your
been
kids
fun.
will like it. You just get. I don't know what service it's on though. It's streaming
Cartoon
somewhere.
Cartoon
It was
Network.
like a DVD.
It was on
So that
Cartoon
should
Network forever.
be, is that the Max app?
Don't know, but your kids
They've
will
all
love it.
blended
Chloe's
now.
old enough.
Yeah.
We just got the Elf DVDs for the household, so
Well, we let her watch
DVDs?
yeah,
We
the
let her
full
watch
DVD set.
the Vikings game. That's horrific. Kids should
that's
not be allowed to
horror.
watch
Yeah.
that.
Show,
Yeah, they've seen worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Ready to play?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Password. Come on, give the password. Give the password.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play Progrum Password. Here's your host, the very average and plain looking Tenna B.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Program Password. As always, you can watch Program Password at KFAN.com/watch. It's the Common Man and Corey Cove today versus John Creasel and Carly Zucker. Here is your Program Password preview. Common, you've won 3 in a row. You're inching back towards 500. Ooh. You are now 78 and 79.
Wow.
Jeez.
Chance to get back to 500. Today, your teammate, one of the best Program Password players of all time, Corey Cove.
Thank you.
He has won a ship. Have you won a ship? Yeah, you won a ship. Yeah, you won a ship.
Year 2.
Yeah, you lost the first one. 17 and 6 all time.
And all 6 losses are with meat sauce.
Yep. Think about that.
And
All
you two
6.
together, you and Common, 4 and 1 together as teammates. You guys have been pretty good together.
Is Sauce kind of the Sam Darnold?
I don't think I'd give him that much props.
He's not that athletic.
Rather be partners with Louis.
I would say he's
Lambert.
more like Brett Rippon.
Wow. Jeez. Wow. All right, on that
taking
note.
shrapnel.
What has Sauce done
we
to
already
us?
we already got the promotion of initialsgame.com out of the way, right?
Yep.
Of what?
Initialsgame.com?
Oh, yeah, initialsgame.com. I thought you said initialsgamelive.com, which is the other one for all the bar gigs and stuff. If you want to go play it for free all over the place, you could do that, too. I didn't know which one you said.
Do you have a website and a phone number for that?
So initialsgame.com or initialsgamelive.com, either one.
What's the name? I don't have a pen or piece of paper and a pencil. Could you give me that again so I can write this down?
Follow me on social. That's pretty much all I tweet about anyway, so who cares?
Very good.
You guys will be taking on John Kriesel and Carly Zucker. John, your 2024 Program Password Invitational runner-up. You are 5-4 all time. And speaking of promotion, if I wanted to have like an inspirational speech or if I wanted some vodka, do you have any answers for me?
Well, for the inspirational speech, you could go to johnkriesel.com and put in a request, and we'll get you on the calendar for 2025. Calendar's filling up. And if you are thirsty and the weekend is here, go to Northland, search Northland Vodka. It is northlandspirits.com is the website. Lots to come from Northland this year. So, yes.
Nice. And then, Carly, you've won 2 in a row. You're coming in hot. You are 6-8 all time. You're also getting kind of closer to 500.
I love it.
If I wanted like a mental health podcast or talking about like addiction or something, where would I go for that?
Yeah, so the opposite of the vodka.
I'm on the other side of that.
It's the
Traffic screwed this one up.
It's the Here We Go podcast with me. And we talk everything mental health, addiction, and we provide resources and stories. And you don't have to be alone through all of the things you're going through. So that's it.
Well said. Awesome. Great. Are we ready to play?
Let's go.
All right. So it's Common and Corey Cove versus John Kriesel and Carly Zucker. Do you guys have an iPad, by the way?
We don't have the
iPad. Oh, it's over here.
iPad.
Uh-oh. Here. See what happens when Little B's not here?
Corey has legs, so go get it.
Hold on. I got to make sure I know how to...
What did you have for lunch?
I don't know the code.
My wife made some homemade
we'll go the old school way.
rice soup.
Rattling those pots and pans.
We'll go the old
Right where she belongs.
We'll go the old school way today. We'll do the headsets down. So...
Okay.
Oh, now Zach's calling me while I'm on the air.
Why is
Here,
that?
you guys talk for 1 minute. Go ahead.
With the password.
So now, what's the name of that website again?
That's initialsgamelive.com.
What's your favorite episode of Regular Show?
Again, I honestly should rewatch them because it's been, I don't know, 8 years since I've probably seen an episode. But man, that was that one. And what was the other one that was the same era? You and I have talked about the other one too. Regular Show and
I like Party Benson a lot. Where remember they kidnapped him. They saw him party. The guys that look like they're from the KGB got the headsets on. So they kidnap him and they turn him into Party Benson. So if you want to get your party started. So you would hire Benson. You
Disney
have to watch
Plus and Hulu.
It's so good.
Disney Plus and Hulu. Okay.
Yeah. Disney Plus and Hulu. Do we have it?
I almost have to get the 10-year-old into it because I'm going to feel weird watching it by myself at 44 years old.
I get it. I'm
You know what I'm
66 and I wear it. I watch it.
Do you really?
I wear the shirt and I watch it. Yeah.
You never know.
I have the iPad.
All right, we're back. Did you guys talk amongst yourselves?
Yeah, we just talked about good 60 seconds of radio.
Did you break down Rhode Island, whether it's a road or an island?
Discuss.
All right, Carly and Common. I need you two to take a look at the iPad. Make sure, Carly, that your teammate John Kriesel cannot see it. The password is tag.
Okay.
All right, flip that over so your teammate cannot see that, Carly. As always, we let ladies go first. So Carly and Kriesel. Carly, you have the option here. You want to go first or second?
First.
All right, you didn't sound too confident, but we'll see. Carly and Kriesel for 10.
Label.
Tag.
Wow. What a guess.
Well done.
Very well done.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little bit like Regular Show without even knowing it. That's what they do. Have you seen the show?
I've not, but...
Okay.
They spend most of their time, Mordecai and Rigby, playing video games.
Oh.
Lucky.
Same with me. Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the episode where
Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
We're busy.
All right, Carly and Kriesel off to an early 10-0 start. Now I need Kriesel and Corey Cove to take a look at the iPad, please. The password is range. All right, Corey, you're down 10 early here, so you have the option. You want to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Creasel and Carly for 10.
Rover.
Range.
Wow.
Wow. You went backwards.
It was land or
Going
range.
backwards.
I didn't know.
Because rifle could have been anything else.
That's what I was struggling with. Is what kind of gun can I get him to say for shooting range, firing range?
We know a Range Rover.
Wow. Look at you guys.
Edina.
Yeah, way to be a Edina clue.
I know.
Way to play into her demo.
I will say it was
spectacular.
Reading some of the comments at KFAN.com/watch, they thought this was going to be a bloodbath in favor of Corey and Common, and here we are.
Oh.
Carly and Creasel out to a 20
You doubted
nothing
us.
lead.
You doubted us.
You doubted.
Carly and Common, take a look at the iPad. The password is squirrel. All right, Common, you're down 20. Already a pivotal part of the game. The option's yours. You want to go first or second?
I'm going to go first.
All right, Common and Corey for 10.
Acorn.
Nut.
Carly and Creasel for 9.
Chipmunk.
Squirrel.
This feels.
You did a really good answer.
I thought this was from a cartoon that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You two are dialed.
I thought you were making like a I'm kind of nuts face. When I was like acorn,
It
you
was.
look like you're being acting nuts, so I thought it was nuts.
No, it was a great answer.
How do you differentiate from his normal look?
I was going to. Because
Open
I
his
was
eyes a
thinking
little
of.
wider.
I was being squirrely,
Also makes sense.
but that I should have thought the way you thought, and that's on me.
No,
But I don't mind. I take the blame. I don't.
We got plenty of time.
Do you guys have 0?
We have 0 so far. Yes.
They have 0, and Carly and Creasel have yet to even get one incorrect. They're
Cute.
29 to nothing. Corey and
Better
John
team would've-
Creasel,
better
take a
team
look
would've-
at the iPad, please.
Would have had 30 by now, but whatever.
The password is area. All right, Corey, down 29. Not looking good so far early. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
Man,
5 seconds.
let's go second.
All right, Creasel and Carly for 10.
51.
Challenge.
Oh,
That's
okay.
That's what I thought of too, but you can't do that.
51 is 2 words.
Well, it's hyphenated.
Yeah.
Can you use
I mean, I can't be. Yeah, it's not. That's not one word.
That's why I didn't use it.
Area.
Yeah, Area 51.
Yep. I am going to give 10 points to Common and Corey
That was the only thing I
Sorry.
could think. No, that's the only thing I could think of as well. I'm like, how do you get area for one word?
Restricted.
That's way better. That's the right answer.
I was too fired up.
Restricted
We
was
just
good.
wanted to give you guys a
Thank you. I
chance.
appreciate that. Thank you.
That's an own goal.
I liked
We just opened the
Oh,
door.
man, restricted would have been good.
All right, 29 to 10. Creasel and Carly with the lead over Common and Corey. Carly and Common. Take a look at the iPad. The password is made. Common down 19. You have the option. You want to go first
We'll
or
go
second?
First. We'll go first.
All right, Common and Corey for 10.
Butler.
Made.
Wow.
Nice. All right.
The word is actually MADE.
Oh, sure.
Well done.
It works.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right, all of a sudden, 20 consecutive points for Corey and Common, and they're only down 9. It's 29 to 20. Corey and Creasel, take a look at the iPad. The password is exit. All of a sudden, Corey, 10 points, and you're in the lead. You're down 9. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, to take the lead, Corey and Common for 10.
Entrance.
Exit.
Yeah, that was a layup.
Yeah.
We'll take it, though.
We'll take it.
Okay. Well,
It just got real.
it just got real.
Brandon, what's the score?
Yeah. Are we ahead now? How did that happen?
I did not say a word.
I did. That
You
was
guys
me.
have 0? We did. We did have 0.
Common and Corey have reeled off 30 in a row. It's now 30 to 29. They lead by a point. Carly and Common, take a look at the iPad. The password is Gate. Carly, the option's back on you. You're down a point.
Oh,
Would you like to go first or second?
I don't know a rule.
You don't know a rule?
Run over there and ask him.
Can I ask him?
Yeah, run over here quick. Here, let me play some intermission music.
We'll kill 20 seconds. Go ask him for clarification.
Remember when they bought the zombie apocalypse movie to show at the park and it turned out it was real? So there were real zombies going around? Just a brilliant episode.
The only one that sticks out of my head at all was there was one where there was like an earworm where they wrote a song that was like.
Oh, yes.
That one was one of my favorites.
Now remember, Mordecai's, he was a Blue Jay. His girlfriend was a Cardinal. And he left her he sang a song, a love song, and he sat on his cell phone and sent it to her in a message and didn't want her to hear it. It's just incredible. You have to see it. It's just.
Carly did not like my ruling.
Nope.
So you've had plenty of time now to think of another to do here. What another word? Do you want to go first or second here?
I'll go second.
Do you remember the word common?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Common and Corey for 10.
Stride.
Carly and Creasel for 9.
Fence.
Straddle.
Opening.
Gate.
Yep.
Oh my God! And that was my first guess, and then I didn't even think of. Yep, it is not okay.
It's okay.
That's twice the spelling's been different, but I've gone with the clue.
This is like the Timberwolves in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's very Timberwolves third quarter like.
So Carly had asked me
If I could say heaven.
if we use like an apostrophe, right? If you have heavens with an apostrophe S, and I said, well, it's combining two words, so I turned it down.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Just
but I don't
multiple
know.
heavens.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, if you said the other version of heavens, though, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You cost us 10 points.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. It's 38-29. Common and Corey have a 9-point lead. Corey and Creasel, take a look at the iPad. The password is face. Creasel, after all this, you get a 10-pointer here and you're in the lead. You have the option. You're down 9. What do you want to do here, first or second? Five seconds.
Second.
Just got that in time. Corey and Common for 10.
Happy.
Lucky.
Creasel and Carly for 9.
Poker.
Face?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was, I saw it, was like, oh, that seems easy. And then you think of a word.
Couldn't think of anything.
Very tough.
It's a two-word word.
Yeah.
But even, yeah.
Good clue, by the way.
Poker
Thank you.
face was good.
We got a tie ball game. It's 38-38.
Poker Face is my favorite Taylor Swift song.
Carly and Common, take a look at the iPad. The password is spear. All right, because it's a tie game, the possession arrow is now on Common and Corey. So, Common, you've got the option here. You want to go first or second?
I'm going to go second.
All right, to regain the lead, Carly and Creasel for 10.
Dagger.
Spear.
Wow.
What? Wow.
I would never thought he would get it. And I was going to go with
You're a
javelin.
I was convinced it was knife. I'm like, why is he not saying the word knife? Spear? Holy cow.
You're a genius.
We're in trouble.
And if I said
They're good.
pickle, you wouldn't have thought of spear.
Never had a
Because you
pickle
don't
in my
like
life.
pickles, and numbers tend to be. We have
smart.
a really good game going here. Right?
Man.
It's been a game of runs. Where are we right now, Tennessee?
It's 48-38. Creasel and Carly shockingly in the lead.
We'll come back with more program passer after this year on the Fan.